My name is Kimberly Castillo, and I'm currently a teacher at Ranchview High School. I teach Algebra 1 and Honors Geometry. This is my second year in CFB and my fourth year teaching overall. I am also a first-generation college graduate. I joined Innovation Academy to further my goal of creating independent learners in preparation for post-secondary success. Innovation Academy has allowed me to expand my toolbox of teaching strategies to engage my students. We started Innovation Academy with talking about building relationships with students from day one. I began the year with getting to know you activities, as well as going over expectations. I prioritize learning about students before going over content and before going over the syllabus. The goal of this was for students to become more open to reflection as the year progressed. I found that students were more willing to jump into math after understanding that I care about getting to know them. This is a picture from the very first day of school. Students used simple math operations and simple instruction and collaborated to find every number from 1 to 20 using only 4 fours. The first instructional strategy that I used was student choice. Students improved their self-created geometric proofs from a project by identifying key elements and utilizing teacher feedback. Understanding what to do with feedback is a learned skill, so the goal of this activity was not just for students to read their feedback, but actually apply it to improve their work. As a result of this activity, students had fewer questions about their grades because they took the time to read their feedback and did the work of using it to improve and expand their existing proofs. The second instructional strategy that I used was a book-a-kucha. Now, typically book-a-kuchas are used to break up reading passages, so I adapted this for the math classroom. Groups were assigned specific types of parallelograms, and within that parallelogram, they had to identify either key features, an exemplar, an example problem, or real-world applications. Students then presented their work to their classmates and answered any questions that came up. Students were nervous to present, but as more groups presented, they were visibly more relaxed. The next time I do this, I plan to challenge them to do more in less time, and to have students actually do the research, find these key features themselves, instead of doing this after we take notes. In our last session, we learned about innovative spaces. I utilized vertical non-permanent surfaces in my classroom. To review further tests, students completed their review collaboratively at whiteboards around the room. This helps students build the skill of reading a problem and drawing a diagram before making a plan to solve. I facilitated the conversation, but students led the learning 100%. During class, I never wrote anything down on any of the boards. Instead, I would point to work from different groups around the room. This is an example of two groups who arrived at the same answer but approached the problem differently. With these vertical non-permanent surfaces, it was easy for students to read each other's work and spot the differences from across the room. Innovation Academy has helped spark ideas throughout the year to engage students beyond traditional lessons. My students have become better communicators as a direct result of these activities. Next year, I plan to use these resources earlier in the year and more often so it becomes much more natural to students.